Superset 5, our green tree formula, Deodar cedrus, is really, really important. The Deodar cedrus is an extraordinarily beautiful tree. Tree of India, tree of God. One of the most ancient healing trees ever written about in the Sanskrit. In Sanskrit texts, the old Sanskrit texts mention the Deodar cedrus as one of the most important, powerful healing trees. Cedar wood. This interesting tree vibrates on the frequency of green, and green is a very important energy for the breathing. If you imagine the lungs of the planet are the green grass and the trees and the beautiful green plants. Likewise, green is the energy of breathing. Breath of life, breathe. This formula is called breathe. Interestingly enough, there are a lot of problems with breathing in modern society. And always, when we have a tragedy, a sense of rejection, when we've been brutalized or been treated cruelly, or rejected or lost, or we've lost somebody we love because they've let us down, or they've hurt us, rejected us, particularly during childhood, this will impact very badly on our breathing. This formula is used to support people when they've had a very serious diagnosis, when they've literally been punched in the stomach or punched in the solar plexus and can't breathe properly. And that sense of not being able to breathe is something that happens to us whenever we've been badly hurt in life, when we've been very badly wounded. And that would also tie up with a very serious diagnosis. For example, many people, I think it's like 1 in 3 now, have been diagnosed with cancer. And that's a very serious diagnosis. People are so frightened of cancer. And to be told, oh, you've got cancer, or that cell that you were worrying about, or that test that you had done, sorry but to tell you, but it's malignant. That diagnosis is pretty winding. We use this formula to support people when they've suffered from that sort of stress and tragedy and trauma. Breath of life, breathing. It's quite worrying how many of our children today have asthma and breathing problems. It's very common, and it's getting worse. The fact is that living in cities where there's very serious atmospheric pollution has a negative effect on the way we breathe. Some cities nowadays are so polluted it's almost impossible to breathe properly. Going out into the countryside, going out into the fresh air, terribly important. The other thing that's very staggeringly disturbing in modern society is how many children sit indoors and they're never taken out to go and play. They don't play sport. They sit in their houses and they play with their virtual reality games, their iPads and their virtual reality toys. It's very heartbreaking. Breathing is so fundamental to our survival, is so fundamental to our lives. This is an extremely important formula. Green. If you'd like to know more about this formula, please don't hesitate to contact us.